A racist judge from Alabama now suspended. You see her here on the right in her judicial attire, the black robe, looking regal and official. But on the left, this is how she appears on her Instagram account, apparently. And now some of this attitude from her Insta has been discovered being translated into her office, just like some other bad judges out there. And there was a 120-page complaint that was submitted against her, and it is riddled with problems. This judge is out of control. We'll hit the highlights, including where she said to a white clerk that you're all in favor of kissing that white ass. From an Alabama judge. Now, it's worse than that. She's also preventing her other staff from going and joining their sister dying of cancer, and the sister dies of cancer. And she's attacking attorneys. She's completely unhinged, which is why, of course, she's perfect to be a judge. So here's more on the story. We've got this Instagram video that was captured by Colin Rugg. Her name is Judge Yashiba Blanchard. She canceled hearings. She forced patients to remain in the hospital, many of them on the verge of death. And she says, I know that you like kissing that white ass, to one of her staff. So here's what she looks like on Instagram. All right, so this is official judge with a gavel. Look at me, I'm gonna be ethical and not racist. This is what she looks like on Instagram. And here you can see down here at I am Yashiba Blanchard ESQ. This is what they do. This is a judge on a bench. So I don't know that there's anything unethical or illegal about that, but you're a judge and you should have a little bit of decorum and not do whatever the hell that was. So that's kind of, you can just get the vibe, okay, from the person watching those videos. Kind of like a Jasmine Crockett vibe. Like, I'm so hot, I'm so sexy, I am everybody's favorite individual on the planet. Kind of an egomaniac just dripping out of her pores, which are porous. And that sets the context for what we're about to get into. Now, here is more from the New York Post. They say she made racial comments about a white clerk and then postponed critical hearings to walk her dogs because her dogs are more important than her courtroom. And that's exactly what I'm talking about in those videos. You can just sense it. Now, an Alabama judge has now been suspended after she was making racial remarks about a white clerk and postponing critical hearings. She's named Yashiba Blanchard. Dozens of allegations of incompetence, chaos, backlogs. One attorney begging for a hearing to go on as scheduled, saying, Judge, my client is literally going to die. Please hear this case. She allegedly also was consistently late to court, did not hear a single case related to involuntary commitments until 9 months into her term, left patients languishing in hospital mental wards, according to a new complaint filed by the Judicial Inquiry Commission. That's why it's 120 pages. And she's now off the bench. Outraged hospital staff were also reporting on canceled hearings, because she won't hear the case, making people sit in the hospital for an additional 2 weeks because they can't get a hearing. They're involuntarily committed. They want to get out, go to the hospital, get restored, have a mental breakdown. Can you let me out? No, I'll see you in 2 weeks. So I have to sit in the hospital. It's like jail. Now, the complaint is massive. 24 instances of hearings delayed or canceled. She's accused of also targeting the chief clerk called Amanda Reed. Amanda Reed is a white clerk, and they asked her a question I'll show you from the complaint, and she says back to this white clerk, oh, I forgot. You all like kissing white ass. Here's another photo of her being all hot and judgy. So she's now been suspended indefinitely. That's her Instagram. I am Yashiba Blanchard ESQ. And she shoved the white girl into a cubicle, threw her out of her office, and I've got the full story. So she faces 7 charges for violating multiple provisions of the Alabama Canons of Judicial Ethic, and she has been suspended indefinitely.
I hope this bitch is permanently terminated. Let me tell y'all something, right? The worst experience I've had in my life when it comes to being employed was working for a black woman, right? Now, before I continue, my last boss before I got out the military was a black woman. Her name is Dana Gordon. That is auntie. I love you. I love you. You know what I mean? That is one of the greatest people I've ever met. And that's a black woman, right? But I would have these conversations with her all the time regarding black women in leadership positions. And even she knows that I'm right. She knows that it's an issue when it comes to this shit. Two of the worst bosses that I ever had in my life were black women. Their names are Charlene Morgan and Satidra Davis. The fact that I remember these motherfuckers' names, right? When I tell you that they damn near drove me insane, it's like you really don't know what you're doing. I made a video about this probably about a year ago. It's like you're always doing something wrong, even when you don't know what the fuck you're doing wrong, right? It's like it's always something dealing with a lot of black women in leadership positions, right? They are the most narcissistic motherfuckers ever. And once again, not all for you dumb motherfuckers that always want to wear the shoe. If the shoe doesn't fit, don't fucking wear it. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. Let it fly. I be getting tired of you dumb motherfuckers talking about, well, I'm not like that. I'm not like that. I haven't experienced it that. Motherfucker, just because you didn't experience it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. And it also doesn't mean that it doesn't happen often. Issues with black women in leadership positions happen very, very, very fucking often. You know what I mean? And the worst part about it, this woman, this judge is an AKA. My mama is an AKA, right? So you're going to have a whole bunch of black women supporting this judge. Number one, because she's a black woman. And number two, she's an AKA. Oh, that's Sarah. That's my sorrow sister right there. If I'm saying the word soror. Soror, you know the word sorority, the word, you know, I'm trying to say it right. But they're going to be like, oh, that's my sorrow sister. You know what I mean? Like, hey, girl, go queen. All that black queen energy, right? But they're going to completely ignore how fucked up this bitch is. You know what I'm saying? They're going to completely ignore all that because she is a black woman in a powerful position. And black people as a whole are going to support that shit regardless of how fucked up they are. And it's sad that it gotta be that way because you're gonna have people like me and another a whole bunch of other black people that feel the same way as me. Like, hey, it's a good thing you're a black woman doing this, but can you do your fucking job? I don't care if you're black, white, Mexican, Asian. Can you do your fucking job? Are you competent enough to do your job? You know what I mean? So when you're dealing with a lot of black women in leadership positions, they're very toxic, they're very narcissistic, they're unpredictable. And you know deep down they're racist because a lot of them feel like they don't belong there. They feel like they wasn't supposed to be in that position. So when they get in that position, they gonna shit on everybody, especially if they're white, especially if they're a white woman. That's real shit. That's real shit. You think black women hate white men? No, black women hate white women. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they align together when it comes to a lot of shit. You know what I mean? The feminist movement, that's a whole different topic. But when it comes to the real enemy, man, these black women know they do not like them blonde hair, blue-eyed white girls. They do not like them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So when you're dealing with, it's kind of hard to explain because it's like you understand the mindset, but then again, you don't. Because me growing up, I'm a black dude. I grew up around black folks. I know these motherfuckers be racist. I know they be racist. I know it. Clear as day. That's all we talk about as a family. You go to these cookouts, you go to these family reunions, you hear nothing about, all you talk about is how terrible white people are and how much you're trying to survive as a community against the white man. So you grow up damn near hating white folks based off of default. So when these folks that grew up like that, when they get in these powerful positions, the first thing they're going to do is go after white folks. because they were raised. They grew up with the victim mentality. They grew up thinking the white folks was holding them back. So when you finally put somebody, especially a black woman, in a position to where she's over people, she gonna be the worst bitch you've ever worked for in your motherfucking life. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. And once again, not all. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. Let it fly. But I know it's somebody watching this video that's like, damn, TJ is really hitting the nail with the hammer right now. I went through that shit my damn self dealing with a black woman in charge. It's either going to be one of the best experiences of your life or the absolute pits of hell. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my guy. Let me give him credit real quick. This is Robert Govia. I don't think I said his name right, but subscribe to Robert Govia. I just heard his content yesterday. Big fan already. You know what I'm saying? But I just had to give my 2 cents with this thing, man. As soon as I saw this judge, I'm like, I already know what it is. Before I even do all my research on this woman, I already know she full of shit. I already know she toxic. I already know she hate white people, white women in particular. I already know. I grew up like that. I grew up around women like that. Auntie them like that. Cousin them like that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. It's your boy TJ the Realest. New videos coming soon. Appreciate all the new subscribers. Y'all like, subscribe, hype the video, do all that. Peace, love, and blessings to everybody.